Hello, my Wizzlets. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, even though it has been forever. I'm just like the Avatar, I've disappeared when you needed me the most. Anyways, enjoy the video. In Roblox Climb a Mountain, you can, well, I assume you'd know, climb a mountain. But the way you do this is kind of like a classic Roblox hobby where you just jump and try to make it to the higher next jump. And in order to, well, get back from your journey, you place a flag which gives you money each time you place it, which is how you get upgrades later on in the game, which we didn't know for our first run, which is kind of how you can see we had no gear at all. Around this part is where we made it to our first run, which is around 500 studs, which is where we placed our flag to get back. And then after that, we started gearing up after Spider-Man noticed the gear shop. Another thing to remember in this game is that boots are really good. They're one of the best things to have. But when you're buying food, do not buy the burgers, because it gives, well, in the big numbers, it gives you less hunger for how much it costs in like the long run. So I recommend getting the chips and then getting boots are the best two items to have. And what's going to happen next here is that there is a group of people that we don't really want joining us. So you'll see us come up with an ingenious plan to get rid of these scallywags. And around here is when you can see people, like start to trickle in to our group, which is undesirable because we don't want them, like leeching off of all of our spikes that we're placing and stuff. Okay, so as we see here, this is when like the max amount of people like come into our group, which is like when we come up with this ingenious idea to pretend that we're helpless. And so then we pretend we have no items, and then they have to waste all their items, then probably eventually place their flag. Here is when we go to the shop like a second time after that run. And as you can see here, this is where I get the burgers before Mr. Prana did the math that the chips are much better, like bang for my buck type thing. And then that's really all that matters here. Not much happens during the first part of this run, so there'll be a little bit more stuff later. And as we can see here, this little nerd takes my tent, which then leads to an interaction that was a failure on my part. And here is where I'm like, hey, you're the guy who stole my tent. By the way, he was not the guy who stole my tent. He didn't look anything like him either, so I have no clue how I messed that up that bad. And I'm sorry to whoever that I just accused. And here I saw like an interesting looking piece of like hanging plant, so I tried to grab it. I'm glad I figured out how the hook worked before I used it. I probably would have fell trying to grab that, but it sadly did nothing. And here is like the main like cool part, because we've never really been this far. We've been to that elevation, but we haven't gone to like that part of the mountain. Like we went further than we had before, and we had nothing, well, to prepare for the cold, and we had nothing. We had no idea what we were doing. And here we used all the winches placed by someone else to get up this part of the mountain, which really helps. And it's like pretty. It made it really easy to get up there. And right before tragedy struck, we got like pretty high. We were pretty confident of ourselves. Just so you know, if you ever play this, prepare for the cold if you're trying to get this far, or else terrible things will happen. I'm sorry, Mr. Piranha, for accidentally placing the tent backwards if you're watching this. And for the viewers, he turned into a popsicle, which is why he died there. And I'm very sorry. And thank you everyone for watching this Wizzletons production. Make sure to subscribe.
Is your baby crying? I'll make them stop. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go sleep, little pig. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Go get time for you.